Welcome, welcome, welcome to whatever in the hell this is.
Well, yes, we know more
Yeah.
after having done this.
Right.
It's starting to solidify.
It is. And it's a work in progress, but we will let you in on the work in progress. So I posed a question in Monday's fact check, which was, God, I wonder if any guy was ever over imbibed on erectile dysfunction medicine and was uncontrollably aroused and very embarrassed.
In a male
massage
therapy situation.
Yes. And then we got responses from Armcherries, which was wonderful. Thank you guys for anyone who wrote in.
Yes.
And then certainly the people that participated in this. So I just want to set a trigger warning. A couple of the stories, I was getting like a little panicky thinking about being in the situation. So that is a warning that needs to be probably taken seriously.
Yes. When you told it, it's like life is funny on massage tables. And the truth is it can just get very serious. We got an array of stories.
Yeah, we got some funny. We got some scary. We got the whole gamut.
That's the way it goes.
That's the way it goes. And then, of course, I think in future questions, I'll be a little more meticulous. Think through what I think is funny, how it's rarely going to be funny in that way.
Yeah, and I don't think all of our questions necessarily, like all of these episodes, will be funny. Some will be all sad, or some will be all touching.
Well, this one's all about touching.
Yet. Oh my God.
We're already at the touching.
Ding.
Okay, well, so please enjoy this exploration into weird massage stories.
Do you want to sing a tune or something? We don't have a theme song.
Oh. Okay, great. We don't have a theme song for this new show, so here I go. We're gonna ask some random questions, and with the help of Armcherries, we'll get some suggestions. On the fly, I rhyme dish. Enjoy.
Megalith.
Sheesh.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
Wonderful. Can you hear us?
Yeah, here you grand. How you doing?
Good. Are you Danish?
No, I'm English. I just escaped here a couple of years ago.
What are you doing in Denmark?
I'm an artist. So my lady's from here. And I guess I timed that pretty well because it kind of linked up with escaping Brexit Britain. I've been here a little over a year now.
It's a lovely place. Okay, so this is important. It needs a setup. You're responding to perhaps an embarrassing massage experience. Set the stage for us.
Okay, all right. It was late 2016. I headed over with my now ex-wife, headed over to South India for our honeymoon. Yeah, it took a couple of days to get there, traveling from London and all. And we settled in Kerala.
Oh, my God. This is such a ding, ding, ding.
At the time, being a struggling artist, massages weren't something I could really afford too often in London.
Sure.
So, going to these parts of the world, one of the positives, I guess, one of the privileges, shall you say, is that I can actually afford a massage pretty regularly. So that was kind of on the top of the list. It was like, we're going here on our honeymoon. Let's have a massage while we're at it. One of the first things we'll do. So settled in, met our host. We were staying in a kind of a home share. And we told him, we're after the massages. Can you help us? We're in this little village. He's like, absolutely. I know this place just up the road. I'll book you in and away we go. He was nice enough. He put us both on the back of his moped.
Pause for 1 second to enjoy the fact that the massage is being put together by the host of the house. That's novel.
That's
and
kind.
It's down the road. We don't know. It could be at a
No,
house.
man, we're going in blind.
And then you're taking a scooter there, 3-on-1 scooter. So already this is a very unconventional experience with a massage.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
And even more so when we got there. And I guess it was just clear it wasn't a spa.
Okay.
Describe it. Was it a house?
Felt like a bit more like a community centre space. There was a lot of guys sitting outside. It was, pretty run down. And it seemed like a bit of a centre, a hive of activity.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we go in and the lovely host goes in and chats to them and I guess explains what we're after. And this very short, moustached, smiley fella comes out and, tells us he can help us. And I think at that point, the missus was like, you go first.
Okay.
Let's see how that plays out. And if it's good, then maybe she'll have a massage. So I got brought into this room and I remember that at the time, it was like something out of a Saw movie.
Oh. God.
Yeah. There was
Okay. Like standing water in places?
damp, dark.
Okay.
Saw the horror movie.
Yes. So I'm picturing like some water and some buckets.
It was like a metal slab table in the middle of the room. And again,
I'm
I
scared.
think a lot of people at that point would have kind of gone, yeah, I'm all right. But hey, this is just how they do it here. I'm in a new place.
You didn't want to be racist.
Yeah, you're like making sure you're not being racist at any point. Yeah.
And yeah, the missus is literally just sitting just outside the room, just on a little chair, waiting her turn. And the fella comes back in and, very smiley, very excited, I guess. And he just says, take all of your clothes off and lie on your back.
And there's no sheet. There's no sheet on the table.
No.
Also, starting on back, just to point out, very unexpected.
Yeah, I've had massages before.
Right.
And, I still at this point, I think, presumed a towel was coming, to cover. And so he left the room, allowed me to get naked, and rather uncertain, but going with it, I just kind of lay there. And he came back in and there was no towel.
Oh boy.
So the idea of a relaxing massage, that was out the window.
My guess now is like you're just trying to remember all these details because all you're getting out of this now is a good story.
Exactly. And of course, in my head, all it is don't get an erection from the off. It's bad enough, the idea of if there was a towel there, but it's nothing good is coming from this. So he puts all the oil down and starts massaging. And I guess this goes on 10 to 15 minutes of me trying to repress whatever this fear was that this thing might happen. And it didn't.
I bet that cold table helped.
Yeah, I think at that point, I was just reaching for anything that could help. And maybe the cold table saved me at that point. He then says, turn over. I'm like, great, I can relax a little bit. I'm now having a back massage. My penis isn't on display and maybe I can enjoy this. Well, as much as can be enjoyed. I like a firm massage. Mm-hmm. This wasn't firm. This was definitely more on the side of sensual than anything.
Okay.
He does that, and then he tells me to roll back over onto my back. So I thought I'd obviously escaped this, but it turns out there was round 2.
Oh, wow, because he missed a spot.
He definitely missed a spot because he rectified that. Because what he then did was starting, legs, arms, all the way up my body, back and forth. And then, I'm not exaggerating, he went from my feet, up my legs, up my chest, and then just straight down over my penis.
Oh, wow.
And he must have repeated this 5 or 6 times.
My.
Up, down, down, up, down.
Round and round we go. Okay, so here would be me. I'd be like, okay, I don't want this. I don't want to hurt this guy's feeling. This might be standard. All my codependency would have just been raging. Like, I'm going to have to let this guy jerk me off if that's what needs to happen.
If that's the polite Western thing to do, that's what's going to happen, I guess.
Yes,
oh my God.
Yes.
No, it is, because is this normal? I don't want to be rude. I'm just being respectful. Should I leave?
Oh, wow.
And I don't care who you are. If you've got nice, soft, oily hands and you're doing that to a man's penis, things are going to happen.
Surely.
On the first day of my honeymoon, bear in mind, with my wife sitting outside the room.
And you're in there with just a rager.
Yep.
Oh.
No towel.
Did he seem like, was a smile growing as it was growing? Like, that's what he was after?
Well, I think, as we found out later on, that was probably a sign of success for him in some degrees, because we weren't finished then. I'm lying there just in a panic. And he goes to this little jar of, Tiger Balm.
Oh, yeah. Here we have a product, Icy Hot. It burns when you put it on. It's supposed to soothe you, but it burns you.
But it wasn't Tiger Balm. As I remember it, it was some sort of red powder.
Oh.
And he took a handful. He sprinkled it all over my penis and my testicles.
Oh, my gosh.
And then clapped his hands and went, massage done, good massage.
Oh, surprise. Yeah, surprise. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Ben,
Smile.
This is so confusing.
He was very sweet.
This is a very confusing experience because, again, for me, I'd be trying to assess intentions the whole time. Like, does he want to take it here? Is this for him? Is this for me? Is this normal?
It's just cultural.
What does this say about me on my honeymoon?
Well, and I'm thinking if this was my less than liberal stepdad or whatever, what would most people have, they probably at some point would have gone, all right, I've had enough, fella. That'll do for now.
Yeah.
They probably wouldn't have got that far. They wouldn't have even picked Kerala as their honeymoon location. They would have gone classic Paris.
The ride would have arrived and it was a 1-seat motorcycle. And they said, I guess we can't go because 3 people shouldn't ride on one motorcycle.
3 people on a motorcycle is nothing there.
I think that red powder is sacred.
My most generous assessment is that he kind of blessed your penis for the
Yeah,
things that were coming that night with your bride.
Did he know it was your honeymoon?
I don't know. Maybe our guide told him. I certainly didn't.
The obvious question is when you leave the area and you see your wife, what do you say to her? Like, you're going to love this?
I do wonder what the female version is.
I do too. Like, do you blow it through a straw?
She said I came out and I was as white as a ghost. And I was just in a blind panic saying, we need to leave. We really, really need to leave.
Yeah.
In fairness, when I told her a little later on, she thought it was the funniest thing she'd ever heard.
Oh, that's spectacular. Yeah, there's nothing my wife could have enjoyed more than me in that situation.
Absolutely.
I thought you were going to say perhaps, like, when it was all said and done, you know what? I didn't have a single knot that night.
It was the best massage of my life.
It actually was a great massage once the fear passed.
We Googled it, and the closest thing we could work out, it was a sexual healing massage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, we might be wrong, but that's what we kind of landed on.
I bet it was like a Karma Sutra
Blessing.
blessing, getting your muscles really relaxed for those positions you have to hold for a very long time.
I'm glad you're saying it, not me. But yeah.
It is my people.
As a sidebar, I should note as well, we had sex literally an hour or 2 before I'd gone to that massage, and I can only imagine what would have happened if we hadn't.
Oh my God. So yes.
My God.
2 things there. One is, yes, you could have accidentally orgasmed.
Just gone off.
Yeah. And more powder's getting thrown around.
Then he's like, I got to stop this.
Yeah, like kitty litter on an oil spill. And then also, what a feather in your cap. You had just had sex, and then you were still able to achieve erection.
Yeah, I was a young man back then.
Yeah, through not even someone you wanted an erection from. This is quite a testament to your virility, and I applaud it, Ben. I'm really proud of
I
you.
appreciate you putting a positive spin on it, Dax.
Oh, my pleasure. Well, Ben, that was a terrific story, and I can't imagine too many folks have that story.
No.
So the last thing I want to ask you is I kind of romanticize and fantasize about going to Kerala. What was it like overall?
It was wonderful, except for the fact that we turned up in the middle of a money crisis. There was a famous decentralization of the banks or something, and like 90% of the money overnight was just made obsolete.
Oh my gosh.
So you couldn't get money. Like the queues in the ATMs were hours and hours, and even then you weren't guaranteed. So, I mean, we had a wonderful time, but rather than spending a month there, we did, I think, like a week and a half, and then we just went off to Sri Lanka. But it's an incredible part of the world.
Beautiful. Monica's father, Ashok, describes it as very beach-like.
He can't stop talking about the quote beaches.
Yeah, he loves the beaches.
Yeah.
They're good.
No, I'm with him there.
Well, Ben, that was a blast. Thanks so much for telling us your story.
No, absolutely.
All right, have a good one, man.
Take care, guys.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello. Are you joining us in a gaming chair? This seems to be something that is designed for extreme gaming. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I do a little bit of streaming.
Oh, wow.
Perfect.
And you do some printing, I see. We're just going to call out everything.
Yeah. So if it's just for the listener, it's an auditory medium. We want to let people know what's happening in your world. Where are you, Michael?
I live in Oshawa in Canada.
Oh, no shit.
We're getting like
bombarded with Canadians. We were just at a wedding this weekend with a ton of Canadians. We just adore you guys.
so nice. It's just true.
Okay, so you are responding to a prompt, which was some kind of a mix-up or inappropriateness or just some awkwardness maybe in a massage situation.
I've been a massage therapist for 9-10 years now. And, I've worked in the spa, clinic, private settings. And I definitely say like the spa was where I'd have the worst kind of clientele.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How fancy is this hotel?
It's well known around the world and
pretty fancy.
It was like in the Yorkville area of Toronto. If you're familiar with that, it's very
bougie.
Oh, bougie.
It's where we stayed when we were there performing, that area.
I don't remember that.
But at any rate,
Okay, go on.
Really quick before we proceed, I sometimes say masseuse. Is that offensive? I should be saying massage therapist, shouldn't I?
Yeah, I did hear you say that on the podcast.
Tell me why. 'Cause I just don't know. I'm ignorant.
It's just a negative connotation with like rub and tugs.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that.
So whenever you say like, I'm going to go see a masseuse, a lot of people think that that's what you're going for. So you would usually say like in Canada, we're called RMTs. So we're registered massage therapists. I think in the States, it's LMTs, which are licensed massage therapists, or they just go massage therapists.
Okay.
But yeah, masseuse is typically
What Robert Kraft would go see.
Yeah.
Bob Kraft.
That's
exactly.
good to
Yeah.
know. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever you say like, oh, so you're a masseuse, it might rub people the wrong way. That's all. Yeah.
Then that was the last time I'm ever saying masseuse. So we're
They
good.
taught us that in school. I didn't know that myself personally before that. And so this spa that I was working at, first off, I didn't know this until I started working there as well. This spa was kind of well known for gay hookups.
Okay.
And
Sure.
so there was like a forum and guys would be like 6'4", well-built, going to this spa, meet me in the sauna if you're a DTF kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, in LA we have this too. It's
We
pretty
do.
common at one of the spas I like. There's a lot of cruising in the locker room, but I love the massage.
And I would say if you ever dealt with more of the attendees, they would be able to speak more to that because our attendee had to throw out a lot of guys. But whenever I did get a male who personally requested a male, it kind of sent off a little bit of a flag, especially if they came by themselves. At a clinical setting, I never had a problem with that. I typically knew males were coming in for some sort of a treatment, but at a spa, you're kind of looking to relax a little bit more typically.
Yeah.
So this gentleman, I picked him up, brought him into the room, and we have to go through our assessment, our intake forms. And even before I started that, he's already disrobed.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Yeah. He's sending some clear signals.
Yeah, which is already kind of a red flag at the start. And I said, if you don't mind, just leave a robe on until we're done and I could step out of the room. And he was like, oh, well, I'm comfortable.
Oh, yeah. Like you're worried about his comfort level.
Yeah, it's great for you, but it's not like the whole party here is comfortable with that, right?
Yeah.
And so I just said, well, just for the intake form, I'd appreciate if you just kept your robe on. I'll step out soon. And, I just want to know what you kind of want to focus on. He said, let's do full body and focus a lot more on my thighs.
This is big red flag
God.
number 3 at this point.
I asked him, is there any particular reason for that? And he just said that, he works out a lot, which he didn't look like a gentleman that worked out a lot.
Oh, boy.
But I said, okay, maybe he's new to it. I don't know.
Right. Just start. You're giving him a lot of Canadian benefit of the doubt happening right here.
Exactly. We usually ask, like, is this your first massage? If not, how long has it been since your last massage?
Why do they ask that? Because they've asked me that too.
Yeah, just because you want to kind of get somebody's comfort level. So you want to kind of get a baseline. If they've had massage before, then it's not their first rodeo.
They know to lay face down on the bed.
Yeah, like you don't want them to be all tense and uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
So if you know that it's their first massage, then you can kind of ease them into certain things and explain a little bit more. Like, I'm going to be doing this now. I'm going to be doing that now. Versus if they've had massages before, they kind of know the flow of things.
Yeah.
So you just kind of want to get a baseline. And he was like, yeah, I'm a veteran. I've had so many massages. I'm fine. I said, okay. I step out of the room. And as I'm stepping out, I just said, I'd like you to start face down in between the sheets. He said, no problem. I step out. Maybe within 45 seconds, I hear ready. So I come back in.
Boy.
This gentleman is face up
Okay.
on top of all of the sheets,
Oh.
spread eagle with his cock and balls just sitting out there. And he had his hands behind his head looking up
Oh my.
towards the door.
Oh, geez.
And I said to him, I was like, sir, I'm going to need you to be face down.
You're so nice. Oh my God.
Well, at this spa, it was basically like clients first. And they were very, proud of their service.
And you're probably, I'm guessing, if I'm you, I'm like, I'm going to send this guy so many fucking signs that he's just going to get off this narrative he's on.
Right. Just be there for regular massage.
Yeah, like shake him out of it. Like, but shit's not happening in this one.
Yeah, like, I mean, this is now like red flag 2, 3.
Yeah.
7, 8.
I'm already kind of seeing where he's trying to go with this.
Yeah.
So I step out again. I give him some time. I re-enter the room. I'm met with a pile of the linen at the foot of the table.
Oh.
And he's face down like I had asked, but completely naked still. I mean, Dax, you understand, typically men, we splay a little bit.
Yeah,
This guy
few inches.
splayed quite a bit.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to put more than a Diet Coke can between our knees when we're laying face down.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid you were to see my anus, I'd panic.
Well, you're supposed to have a sheet on top.
Well,
but
yes,
this guy
great
didn't
point.
do
Yes.
that. Yeah.
This guy, he also was using the pillow for the waist.
Oh.
So he was propped up.
Yeah, he was getting his haunches.
And
How ballsy.
this gentleman chose to tuck himself down.
Okay, great.
So again,
So it's
it's
visible.
laying now on the pillow that his hips are also on.
Oh my gosh, like a wedding ring. It's presented. Oh boy.
Before I could say anything, he's telling me that he gets too hot with the sheets on and he would prefer to be this way. And at this spa, we did use a pretty heavy duvet to kind of tuck everybody in kind of thing. So they were nice and cozy.
Swaddle.
And so I said to him, I understand the duvet can get quite warm. However, we're still going to need to require the sheet for the treatment to continue. I can expose your arms and your legs to kind of keep you cool if need be, but the rest of the areas will have to be covered. And he said he was okay with that as long as he could have as much skin as exposed as possible.
Oh my
God, this guy is just
guy's
double and tripling
relentless.
down. It's so arrogant.
Did you address the pillow? Like, bud, you've got the pillow 2.5 feet above where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's supposed to be under your knees, I thought.
No, under your ankles when you're face down.
Well, so when you're face down, we usually have, the one near the ankles. And he kind of,
Put that on his hips.
put it on the
Because
hip.
you get so hot in that blanket.
And again, we're supposed to have a sheet over it. So you're actually not supposed to be directly on the pillow. But again, because he removed all the linen, now he's fully on the pillow.
He's raw dogging the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we go on, we finish the treatment.
You got all the way through a treatment with him.
I actually did end up ending it a little bit early because we had him face down. We finished that part. When we turned him over, he kept putting his hand under the sheet and kind of adjusting himself. And again, because we just have the sheet, not the full linen like we normally would, it's now outlined.
Oh, okay.
And he's starting to get erect,
Oh.
especially because he wanted me to work on his thighs.
Yeah, because of all of his strenuous exercise.
And so I said to the gentleman, I said, unfortunately, I'm going to step out of the room right now. I'm going to give you a chance to calm down.
Use the word calm down.
Yeah.
It's polite and it's humiliating, which I like.
Yeah.
Well, then he said, oh, it's okay. Don't worry. I'm just enjoying it. And this is how I'm reacting. And I said, I can understand that massaging that specific area or near that area can be,
Triggering.
Arousing.
However, I can't continue the rest of the treatment if this is how this is going to play out. So I'm going to step out of the room and I'll give you a chance to calm down.
Oh my God, this is brutal.
Nicest massage therapist on earth.
Oh my God.
As I re-enter, I could see that nothing had really kind of adjusted. I said, okay, I'm going to step out again, give you a few more minutes.
Oh my God. This guy has no shame.
If I ended the treatment early, then I would be questioned by my manager what happened. And so I came back. He finally had it in between his legs like he should have. And at this point, you couldn't really see anything. So we finished the treatment. And as I'm explaining to him, take your time getting off the table, yada, yada, he's already up off the table again.
Sure.
Sheet fell to the ground and he's walking over to grab his robe. And he's like, yeah, we can walk out together. Don't worry about it.
Oh, this guy's terrible.
Yeah.
I hate this guy.
This is a predator.
It is.
Were you like, okay, what do I do if
X, Y, and Z?
So in school, they teach you about this, especially because it is a little bit more female dominated. They bring that up in the classes to educate the women and also the men, but it's less likely that it'll happen to us versus them.
Sure.
And you don't really expect it to happen because, again, I'm a guy.
Yeah.
It's not really in the back of my head all the time.
Right.
But then once all these red flags started popping up, I was like, okay, we kind of need to start building an action plan here and figuring out what's going to happen if need be. And that's why I kept trying to just give him as many chances as possible to kind of rectify himself.
Rectify himself. Now, when it's over, can you at least red flag him like at a bar? Do you go up and tell the staff, like, this dude just wants a hand job. He is getting nude in front of me every 2 seconds.
Yeah, in our intake forms, we write our notes. We can request that they never see us again.
Yeah.
We can give information. So if they do go to another therapist, then the therapist can look at the health history form and kind of see what had happened in the previous treatment.
Yeah. But that's laborious. Like, you wouldn't have read up on this dude. You don't have time, right? You're running from massage to massage. You're not going to go like pull his record and just see if he's been a dirtbag before.
Exactly. This was maybe 2015 I was there.
Okay.
Even on the computer, like the concierge can either put like a little note in the file or something like that. So even if you don't actually go and get their file, when you're checking your schedule, you could see that there's a note. Kind of explaining this type of behavior and this type of person.
Well, these intake notes, are they ever dirty? Is it ever like, she was so hot?
Oh, I was going to say like this person stinks or
No.
they have an infection.
No, typically that would be unprofessional to write that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you could definitely talk to the other therapists about the client.
I applaud your integrity
Me
throughout this
too.
whole thing. I mean, I would want this person to be roughed up when they left. I'm very triggered by this person. Men are the pits.
They are.
Men are the pits.
Jeez.
We're the worst.
On that note, I would say I'd have a lot more worse experiences with female clients than male clients.
Tell me.
They're a lot more bold,
Oh my God.
Wait, we need more.
Yes.
especially at the spa. You know, it's kind of their day.
Yeah.
You did quotes.
It's like as if it's their bachelorette party or their birthday.
Yeah, there was times where like, you know, they'd ask for breast massage or
Clitoral massage? Has it ever happened?
Did any of them store a lot of stress in their vulva?
not that I ran into.
Okay.
So they never got that bonkers. Or what's the most bonkers a woman's ever? I mean, a breast massage, that's a bold ask.
Well, yeah, a lot of them would pull down the sheet so that their breasts would become exposed.
Wow.
And one woman I actually had masturbating on the table.
Oh my God.
While I was close to the end of the treatment, I was doing her head, neck, and shoulders. And I could just see her hand in the sheets.
Swirling
Oh my
around.
God. DJing.
And what was your reaction to that? Because again, you probably let it roll.
Well, at that point, when you're at the head, neck, and shoulders, you're kind of like 5 minutes towards the end of the treatment.
Sure. What's the point?
As a, what am I going to do? Cut this 5 minutes short? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Women
You
are
know.
better at timing their inappropriate
Well,
behavior.
it goes to the dolphin thing. This is just really paralleling the dolphin things. Like, again, if some woman's jerking off while you're rubbing her neck, I'm not that bothered by it. But I'm furious at this guy that had his anus splayed out while you walked in.
It's
Yeah.
still really bad for the woman
It
to
is.
be doing
It's
that.
disrespectful.
It's disrespectful, and there's no consent. She should have asked you, am I allowed?
Sure. Can I go crazy down here?
yeah. Now, I would defend her in saying that she wasn't doing this from the start, like this guy was.
Yeah, like maybe,
Yeah.
oh, you're taking some responsibility. Like the massage was so good. What else could she have done?
She had no choice.
She was teetering on climax already. You can't stop what you started. This is wild. Michael, thank you so
Thanks for
much.
chatting with us.
Yeah, that was like a master class on this.
I really appreciate you guys taking the time. Thank you so much.
You know, be safe out there, I guess. That's what I want to say after
Take
hearing.
care of yourself.
Thanks. I've kind of steered more to the private thing, so I know the customers that I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
These corporations. Mm-mm-mm.
Oh, that's what you're you're upset about. All right, Michael.
All right.
Be well. Thanks for being on.
You guys have a wonderful night.
Wow, this is fascinating,
So
isn't
much.
it? I was getting so scared during that mail.
Yeah, that guy that was
oh,
bad.
Yeah. Hannah from Duluth.
Oh, yeah.
Meeting the Duchess from her hometown. How exciting she must be to meet royalty from her hometown. That's good, Foley. It sounds like a frog. Oh, sorry.
Hello?
Sorry, we were
Hello.
making weird
We were doing
mouth
Foley.
noises. Yeah.
No, you're good. Can you see me?
Yes,
Oh,
hello.
Absolutely. Are you at a fancy restaurant that's got the kind of background? Oh, no, that you're outside. That's a trellis.
I'm on my back porch. It was sort of a compromise between visual and audio because my loud animals are inside.
Right.
So it was going to be a little darker out here, but we wouldn't have like, you know, my cats and my dogs interrupt.
So, Hannah, right out of the gates, you're in the Duluth area. This is very ding, ding, dingy. Tell us.
Yeah, so I'm in Lawrenceville.
Okay.
I'm not from here. My husband is sort of from here. He's from from Gwinnett,
What high school did he go to?
Meadow Creek.
Meadow
Creek.
Do you know all about this?
Of course.
What kind of people were in Meadow Creek?
It was a very diverse high school within the county, and they had the best halftime shows.
Oh, Pom Pom Squad dancing.
Their halftime shows killed because they would do some like stomp and stuff like that. It was so cool. They were so much better than the rest of us.
Where are you from?
I'm from Myrtle Beach.
Oh, baby. I just was telling a story about Myrtle Beach today. That's so crazy. One of the spring breaks, I went every year in high school, and one of them, Aaron and I decided we were going to go to every spring break place. So first stop was Panama City, Florida.
Yeah.
Then we went to Daytona. Then we headed north. We went to Hilton Head. We went to Myrtle Beach. We went to Virginia Beach. Okay, so what exciting story do you have for us? We
Yes.
hope it's positive. We hope it's not too traumatic.
But it seems like it's going to be traumatic, but that's okay.
From the wink.
I know I was hesitant to even share my story because I heard your kind of guidelines with male on male and it being funny. And I don't think that my story is super funny, but I think that it's empowering.
Great.
Oh, good. Tell us.
I was 5-6 years ago working for a by appointment only kind of massage place. It was a couple of locations on like the Stone Mountain, Snellville area that were like super small. And it was mostly like retirees and like a lot of return clients. And you had to be like super part-time, gave your schedule over. And if it worked, then someone would come in. There was no front desk.
Oh, wow.
I was attracted to it because of the flexibility, because I was also working at a chiropractor's office. So a few months into working for this woman, she tried to talk me into a massage on my day off. And she was kind of talking up the guy, and she was saying, oh, he's super cute and he's a firefighter, and can you please come in? And it's like, okay, I can come in, but why are you giving all these details about the dude? Like, this isn't a date. This is a service.
Right. It sounds like it's a blind date. Like, oh, you're going to love this guy. He's a great dancer. He's wonderful with children. He's a firefighter. He's cute as hell.
He's an Aries.
So he comes in and he's a little flirty, which happens sometimes. My guard was up, but it wasn't enough to be like, okay, I'm not going to grant you the service. He was like, oh, you look like Drew Barrymore and I have a pool or whatever.
Oh,
Wow.
boy. Oh, boy.
I started the massage. He wore his underwear the whole time. Good sign.
Mm-hmm.
Not that necessarily not wearing underwear isn't. So he booked like a 90-minute or 2-hour session. So I did his back, his neck, his glutes, his legs, and his feet, I think, too. And then I turn him over, and he's visibly aroused. It happens. They train you in massage therapy school to deal with it.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's a physiological reaction, sometimes just being relaxed. You're not supposed to make someone just feel embarrassed or whatever. As long as people are operating within boundaries and behaving themselves, and that's fine. You can ignore it, or you could say, hey, I'll give you a minute to adjust yourself and I'll come right back in.
Yeah, we've heard that already. I'm going to step out for a minute while you get your shit together in a nice, polite way.
And then he reaches his hand in.
Uh-oh.
Still kind of like I take a beat, because he could be adjusting himself.
Trying to get it to go away or try to hide it.
Right. I mean, the point is sort of like people are presenting a very vulnerable state. You're holding space for that. You're massaging their body. So be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I wait a couple seconds. I'm like, okay, this has to be addressed.
Yeah.
But how? Yeah.
What are you doing? Session's over. We're done.
What are you doing?
Oh, good. You said that.
So I walk out of the room. I don't have a manager. I don't have a front desk person. I'm alone with this person in this building,
Ew.
and I have to just handle it. So he comes out, and then he blames me for arousing him because my massage was too good.
Because you look too much like Drew Barrymore.
His pool is just too big.
He forgot where he was. And I was just like, fuck you, dude. The bigger story with the situation, I felt like, was I called the owner. I told her what happened. And she was sort of like, oh yeah, you did the right thing. But I felt weird about how she was talking about he was so cute and he was a firefighter and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. I just felt weird about the situation. I started asking some of the other girls more questions. And turns out there was a lot of misbehaving that was happening under her watch. And she was sort of allowing a lot of shitty stuff to happen.
Some sex work.
Basically, the number one priority was not keeping women safe. And there were no male therapists that were working here. And she was not vetting people properly, which was crucial for this. So I emailed her and let her know after I dug and found out a lot of experiences backed up mine. And I got a lot of women to quit.
Oh, good.
I was new to massage and she was more seasoned than me, but it was very clear that she wasn't taking people's safety into account.
I could imagine it being a little bit worldview shifting. So it's like you couldn't have gotten into this if you don't believe in the benefits and the health that one can get from massage. Like you take it seriously. And then to have to acknowledge like, oh, some people are just fucking perverts and it's all about that. It must be a little shattering worldviewy or not.
That people will take advantage of you.
The whole massage worldview has been so strange to me because it attracts a lot of different kinds of people. I kind of found that there's just an industry that has a lot of ethical dilemmas and the money doesn't really support
the level of
what's
risk
happening.
So I quit in COVID and now I'm a sociology major and now I'm doing research.
Oh, wonderful.
Great.
You know, it's funny. This just came up. I don't even know if it was on an episode that aired yet, but I'm really interested in the power of anonymity. The way people behave on Twitter is very interesting because they're completely anonymous, right? There's no personal responsibility. You don't feel guilty. You're firing something off at another anonymous person, whatever, it erodes. And then to some degree, like, yeah, if you have a client that you go see all the time, there's really no anonymity. You actually know them. But when you just kind of like show up somewhere to get a massage from a stranger, you're one and done. I think it's somehow in the stew is like this anonymity.
Like people can show their worst sides.
Yes, like they're going to not have that human responsibility to one another. Yeah.
And what I've found in almost any experience where a man was aroused, they were almost always just seeking how much I was going to respond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Such a power play. I mean, also people who don't have power in their real lives will come find it.
The shitty part is that they tell you in the interview what kind of person they are.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell. But I've had so many bosses that are like, fuck you, stop being a hippie. We're not going to like change our business practices off of how you feel about somebody, but you can always feel it.
I can't remember what therapist I heard saying this, but they were saying like often they have to tell their female clients, listen to the guy on the first date. He'll tell you what he is.
They absolutely admit it.
Oh, wow.
Well, you did a brave thing.
Yeah.
I think that you will probably get some funnier and more digestible stories from massage therapists because I've worked with a lot of male massage therapists and everybody gets hit on.
We did talk to a dude earlier and he said, weirdly, the women are much more forward.
Oh, yeah. Women are forward and men.
Yeah. We're all terrible.
Humans are fucked.
Humans are fucking terrible.
I just want to say that I love all of the social science expert stuff that you guys do. And this is like amazing for me. And, my story isn't the most interesting.
No. Listen, you know the show. It'll be everything. It can be funny. It can be sad. It can be scary. It can be all things.
Just talking to you guys collectively is like my Matt Damon.
Oh my gosh.
I love this idea of talking to people and getting stories and stuff.
Yeah, us too. Well, Hannah, that was so wonderful to meet you and to talk to you. And I wish you so much luck in the social scientists. They really are the most fascinating endeavors.
And enjoy Duluth.
Thanks, Hannah. First of all, the big headline for me is how sweet it is to talk to people who listen to the show.
It's so fun to talk to real people who have these experiences and who listen to the show. It's so fun.
I know. I always do this, but like, two dudes. I always like that. And I just like that
you get
there's
scared
boys.
we don't have enough boys.
It's not even that I'm scared. I just am extra excited that dudes want to listen to a dude
that it's
talk about
reaching.
getting molested or whatever.
Yeah.
This stuff that maybe is scarier to, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I think it's lovely. This was a fantastic start, a great first epi.
Yeah. And then we just want to thank Ben, Michael, and Hannah. It was so wonderful of you to tell. So honestly, and by the way, remember we were theorizing about this and I said, we'll be able to tell if it's horseshit.
Yeah. None of these were.
No, those were all real stories
Yeah.
for sure. And we appreciate them. So stay tuned. We'll try some more.